So today we're going to go check out some stuff down in South Bay because apparently there was a giant volcanic eruption in the South Pacific this morning or last night, sometime around then, that has caused a little bit of a minor panic in along the California coast. They were shutting down a lot of beaches in Orange County and basically all the way up through the west coast of the United States, which is interesting because the eruption was way down, like close to like Indonesia, that area down in that realm. So, for it to have any kind of effect on how we handle our business up here, that can be pretty devastating. Anyway, there was a lot of. I wanted to pull up this article because a lot of people that I talk to, which again, I don't talk to too many people. I don't get out much, but they were talking about how the tsunami swells recorded weren't coming in, super crazy. But a lot of people have a little bit of a minor misconception about what a tsunami actually is. Now we've seen footage of tsunamis that happened fairly recently in Japan and Papua New Guinea. Wasn't that long ago. So we kind of have a bit of an idea. It's not something that's like from Deep Impact or anything like that. It's not a gigantic tidal wave that's 150 feet high that's going to come swallow the city or anything. However, it could do some damage really quickly, and they're sneaky. That's the thing with tsunamis. But I pulled this up because the person that CNN interviewed here explained it the easiest way that's possible. So I wanted to kind of read this out first before we go, just to kind of explain why I found this so fascinating and why I wanted to kind of go see if anything happened. So here's what it says. The Santa Cruz Fire Department Chief Rob Young, even smaller waves can become a threat. So CNN Jessica Dean did an interview. First initial 1 to 2 foot tsunami wave was at about 7:40 a.m. So this morning, which coincided with high tide, and then a larger wave occurred around 8:50. Okay, so the fire department chief, he says, I was at our harbor where the surge was approximately 7 feet. That's pretty big, 7 feet. I mean, so before we have the wave come in to increase the level, it draws everything out of the harbor, and then it comes in. So it's about a 7-foot increase inside of about 3 minutes. So it creates a strong current, and then the damage occurred in the harbor to some of the docks. So what it's doing is it's basically bringing everything out, and it's basically creating a large empty space on the beach, and then it's almost like it rears up to get ready to blow in there. Yeah, he says it a lot better than I do. But so it says when it comes quick. It comes quickly. That's the difference. Not just a 1 foot wave, but it comes in a surge because it draws all the water out first and then it comes in. I have footage actually of the volcano too erupting. This is friggin' satellite footage. So this is way up in space, and you see this thing. It's ridiculous. This is I think it was from Good Day LA or something, or maybe it's Good Morning Today. I don't know. But, I mean, come on. So there's what it was doing to the island. That's the tsunami. You can see that's brutal, Like that's... I'm going to try to come back over here a little bit. I mean, it looks like an asteroid hits the Earth, That's insane to me. Like I don't know what else to say. That's crazy. So they shut down the beaches along a lot of the coast. So we're gonna go look at that. We're gonna go see if we can find anything interesting or anything out of the ordinary. So with that being said, let's shoot this fiver and go on a midnight ride. think we're ready to go. Finally. I think I'm running a little bit late. 12:01. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Princess hasn't been ridden in a couple days. She's a little angry at me, it looks like. Felt a little hot. There was an island in Indonesia, I think, that was like 1,100 miles off of where this occurred, that heard the boom. They heard the explosion. That's wild. I mean, not so wild because, I mean, you saw the thing from satellite readings, and it looked like 6 nuclear warheads went off out there. I mean, it was that was such a big explosion. But to be able to hear it over 1,000 miles away is something out of a friggin' a Roland Emmerich movie. This dude was all up on my butt just now, man. Always be aware of everybody else driving around here in Los Angeles. So I thought it was kind of an interesting piece of information that we read earlier about about how sneaky dangerous tsunamis are. About even how, like, because what they were saying in Tonga, that the waves were only about 4.5 feet, but that was like a risen water level that just like gradually crept its way up the island, up the shoreline, and into the town. And they were talking about almost having a complete blackout because the water level was so high it almost cut off their electricity. That's a scary thing, especially being on an island where you already are so isolated from the rest of the world, to then have the possibility of not having any electricity. I was also reading on when the last volcano erupted here in California, and it was Mount Lassen, which is up near Whitney, or no, I'm sorry, up near Shasta. So it's Northern California, but it erupted for almost 50 years or something that it was active. And then I guess it stopped being active in, I think they said 1921, so almost 100 years ago. About 101 years it's been inactive, which is a good thing. I guess I should research a little bit on how long volcanoes stay inactive before they start to kind of build up again their activity. I mean, I'm guessing it's got to be hundreds of years, because we've had so many inactive volcanoes throughout the United States. And I mean, and I'm only speaking for the United States. I'm not speaking for, I should really only be speaking for California, because I don't even know that much about the volcanoes here. Because in my lifetime they haven't been much of a threat. Obviously, we deal with earthquakes on an almost daily basis. We deal with wildfires every year, as well as, you know, other problems that the state and the, you know, the regions have. So I don't expect to see much of a difference in the shoreline down here, but I did want to check anyway, just because you never know. And it would be kind of a cool thing. I know they something about LA that they are big on, if you didn't already know, because it's like part of our personality down here, is a lot of the celebrities and stuff are very outspoken about global warming. So big changes in the coastline are something we should be concerned about, just because there's a lot of properties on the coast Up until last October, I lived, maybe a mile off the coast of Dockweiler, right next to LAX, which I probably wouldn't have to be concerned, because I lived up on kind of a hill. It was about 150 feet above sea level, so I wouldn't have been in any imminent danger, but there's people that live literally on the beach here, so that's something. I mean, I'm sure you've seen houses on TV and stuff where the beach is their backyard or goes underneath them, Well, this isn't what I wanted. I went the wrong way. But it's the same, generally the same thing here in Long Beach, where there are homes right next to the beach. So that's something that they should probably be concerned about. It's such a different area over here, and I'm not even really in Long Beach. Long Beach is still way over there, but I missed my exit to the 710, so I got a Wardlow Road. Got to figure out how to get back now. I don't think I've driven through this area since I got my 883, and even then, I'm pretty sure I got lost in Redondo on that bike. Now I'm going to get lost in Long Beach, even though at least Long Beach is on a grid. It's a little easier to find your way around in this town. But I mean, if I can hit green lights, that's good. So we'll see how long I can keep up with this luck. I always feel a little bit bad riding my bike through neighborhoods too this late at night. So I want to try to get through as fast as I can. I mean, my bike, it's not the loudest bike. But it's loud enough. I mean, it sets off car alarms and stuff sometimes. So the last thing I want to be doing is waking up babies or toddlers or something in the middle of the night, just because I just happen to be driving by because I'm dumb and I missed my freeway exit. I never got why people ride in the right lane doing 85 when the lanes to the left of them are wide open. They'd rather just be up on somebody's butt as I do 85 in the far right lane. Smells like burning rubber out here. Probably from all the harbors. That's the main harbor in Long Beach. It's a big boy. But that's one of the main ones that was having the issues being backed up, which it may still be. I don't know. I haven't really kept up on that. Sick turn signal, brother. Sick turn signal. Let's keep going. Let's get as close to the Agua as we can. It is Saturday night too, so there might be stuff going on, which could be cool. I don't see how they do those Grand Prix races on this road. It's so bumpy. I couldn't imagine doing like 180 miles an hour and keeping control of your car. I mean, that's got to be a heavy car, right? I mean, my bike's heavy, but it's bike heavy. It's not car heavy. I can always park in there, but it's kind of expensive to park in there. But that may be what we have to do. we can park right here. And we can see what's going on Long Beach here. Made it to Long Beach Harbor. It is not hopping like I may have expected it to be. But we're close enough to the water to see if there's anything going on. Man, everything is closed. This is like the city that never recovered after the COVID thing. It's creepy how empty it is out here. Nevertheless, we're not going to let that keep us from our goal. We'll go around to the other side by the lighthouse if we are allowed to, and we'll see if the water level's any higher over there. It's glass, man. It is glass out here. I'm actually impressed with how calm it is. It's probably because the boats aren't going. Let's go take a look. Wonder how long it's been since these boats have pushed out, because it's amazing how calm the water is. I don't know what that guy's doing. He's just riding circles. Queen Mary out there. And it looks like the cruise liners are out there too. So, I don't know if it doesn't look, well, looks like it's a little higher. So it doesn't look that bad actually, but we're gonna go a little bit further down where it's a little bit more open and see if we can't get down into the rocks and get closer and see if we can see like a water line or something. It looks like something was here. There's a trail of something. Looks like maybe it was a little higher earlier, but that could just be splashes from yeah, it could just be splashes from the boats, but it looks like still just a bunch of trash out here in Long Beach Harbor. I'm gonna go check in here too. It looks like the water level in here actually changed a little bit more. I could be wrong though. Well, it looks like a lot of stuff got washed into here, unless it's always like this. Yeah, it looks like you see, it's just doing its thing. But the level's low now. I mean, it looked like it was a lot higher earlier. Gosh, if the water level got that high recently, that puts the boats almost at dock level. I feel like I'm missing moto races. I will not be partaking in that sort of activity tonight because, one, I'm not experienced enough and I know that. Two, I'm the guy that would pulled over for reckless driving. Three, too old for that, man. I'm too old. It's good to know that the Long Beach Harbor is a nice little quiet place. Quaint and quiet. I think before I leave, I think I'll stop off for a bite to eat at America's #1 dining establishment, America's #1 family dining establishment. So the good news is we didn't come across anything too drastic. The bad news is I just lost my camera gimbal. So I forgot that I put it in my helmet and it fell down. So what we'll do now is we'll just, since it was so quiet here, we'll ride a little bit more through Long Beach. We'll try to find if anything happens in this town anymore on a weekend, on a Saturday night. Although it is getting close to closing time for a lot of bars. I know California's thing is 2 a.m., but a lot of bars have a tendency to close up early to try to get the heck out of there. Which, having worked in a bar, can't say I don't blame them. But this is kind of what I mean. If you see all these houses, and the beach is right there. You know, the water's literally right there, and it's not that far down. Like the sea level is not. We're maybe 10, 20 feet above sea level right now. It's not going to take much to throw people into a frenzy. This is, make no mistake, this is a beautiful place to live, but it can be very dangerous given the wrong conditions. Belmont Shore. Man, I haven't been to Belmont Shore in forever either. But this is where I was hoping all the people would be. Guess not. Well, there's people at Panama Joe's at least. But that looks to be the extent of it. There's a lot of bridges here. I didn't realize how many little inlets there were. But this is PCH, so I think this goes back to the 405, so we'll do that. Even the In-N-Out here doesn't have, usually every In-N-Out in Los Angeles has a line going all the way around the intersection. I'm at the giant Glorietta, which this is fun because if you don't know how to do this, you could get screwed real easy. You got to know where you're going. But there's buses and stuff that take this that will bog the whole thing down. So I got to take this a little bit quicker than I thought. Well, I hope you enjoyed Long Beach. We're just gonna take a nice easy stroll home now, and we'll get prepared for maybe the next thing that's gonna happen. We'll take another midnight ride out, visit somewhere else in Los Angeles. If you enjoyed this, let me know. This will be something that I may continue to do. That being said, I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Peace!